Hello, I've been looking into answers that Black has in the four knights Spanish variation for players who like to play uh, e5 in response to e4. Um, and I thought, who better to look for a game than Morphy, Paul Morphy himself, in the romantic style. But I'll give you a warning here. This line is in the modern age is, I would say, nearly refuted. Not refuted, but if you play this against a player who is either uh, well studied in theory, especially in four nights Spanish, or who just takes a lot of their time to find the very best move in this, then you're likely in for a tough game. White will have an edge. I'm not saying you're lost, but it could turn out to be a very tough game for you. But the Morphy game starts off um, e4, e5, and this is Paulson's white, Morphy is black. And so knight f3, knight c6, knight c3, knight f6, four knights, and then bishop b5. And this is a very active game. Four knights are already activated and the bishop's out. And there's several moves black has here, but the one Morphy chose was bishop c5. I guess keeping in the theme of the age, this is how people played. And so white castles, black castles, and knight e5. And so probably um, in the modern age, the best move here would be to take with the knight, and then you have d4, and you know it's kind of like white will get the piece back, the pawn fork, and it's a game. It's say almost equal, roughly equal. Um, but black is okay here. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. So if you don't want to play in this style, then like Paul Morphy, then of course this would be the way to go. But if you want to have fun and if you're playing faster time controls or casual games or with people who are maybe not so well studied in theory, this is what I recommend um, for the four night Spanish. Rook e8, and this lose basically gambits a pawn because white will can take here, but if the player knows this line, or if they just really use their time to find the best move is knight back to f3, and to black gets the pawn back, but then white will gain a lot of initiative here. So instead, if they take on c6, then d takes c is the move, and there's a few move. Well, there's maybe two or three places for that bishop to go, but that's probably not a great move. The best move is maybe bishop back to e2, but Paulson played bishop c4, then b5. Maybe it wasn't necessary. Maybe knight g4 right away was fine, but Morphy played b5. The bishop went back, and now Morphy took the pawn back. And the knights get traded. It was probably better to play just d3 here, but it's not what happened. So bishop f3. I guess this is sort of a famous game of Morphy's. And c3, preparing to play d4, but queen d3 doesn't allow that. Now b4, bishop b6, a4, b takes a, queen takes a, bishop d7, and I guess this move just is overprotecting the pawn on d2 with these two pieces, because maybe he has ideas of moving this bishop up to a3, maybe, I don't know what the reason was. So rook to e8, and queen to a6, and now white's basically is lost here. Let's say these two pieces on the a file are not in a very useful position, and black's pieces are in the center and more useful here. So Morphy plays the best move, which is queen takes f3, g takes f3, and it's, you know, it's pretty much over from here. There's going to be a mate, and in fact I think there was an even faster mate that Morphy didn't play here, but he wanted to play the way he wanted to play, so I'm not going to criticize that. And there Paulson resigned. So experimenting with it online, I've had 3 games in this line so far. The first one was rapid. They were all rapid games. Opponent was 2400 rated, and e4, e5. We go into this line, and he took. So thought, okay, this is almost the difference now is instead of bishop to e2, now he's bishop b3. But now I don't have to worry about b4 being played. So if this is taken, which it wasn't, that would be fine. I would just have an active rook out here that can make some use of it. So, and here I looked at this for a long time. If I spent about 5 minutes to find knight g5, thinking like, well, if he takes here, then there's bishop f2, and the king would have to go over to h1, because if this happens, then the game will be over shortly. Yeah. So I don't think that was the best move, queen g3, and it just allows bishop d6, and I'm not sure what black or white should have done here. Maybe queen over to d3 or something, or probably f4. I think f4 is the move here, yeah. But in any case, black has I'd say, a pretty significant advantage. More than enough compensation for the pawns, because these two pieces are back here, not active, and this bishop's okay, this knight's okay, controlling these squares. So, but it just, you know, I guess it was hard to find the right move here, so he just blundered with queen h4, so that allows knight f3 to revealed attack. So that was over. And then this one, this game ended in 10 moves. e4, e5, 4 knights Spanish, castle, castle, knight takes 5, rook e8, knight takes c6, dx c6. And this was a weird move bishop d3 because it just blocks this d pawn, and I don't think white should try to hang on to this e pawn so hard. I think should look to giving it back and finding an advantage in a different way rather than just trying to hold on to a pawn. Maybe white could play b3 and bishop b2 to get the bishop out that way in the future, but there's just really no time because black already has all of these pieces activated, and white's pieces are not so active. So that probably wasn't necessary. I probably could have just played knight g4 right away, but it's a strange, I guess he wanted to play f3 or f4 here. So knight g4 right away, queen f3, and queen h4, and basically now it's over because the possible moves, if you have h3, of course, knight takes, and king can move, but not to a very good square. Takes, can take here and say black is doing good, has a good advantage. If queen g3, then I think again knight takes is fine because you would have this. So if the queen's traded, the bishop guards it. But yeah, I just thought I'd share this little line for something to have fun with, possibly rich in tactics for the player playing e5 against e4, and if you're facing four knights, the Spanish variation, and just want to have fun with it. I did play a game against an IM that I lost because, of course, he's an IM and he knows the theory, he knows the lines, and this is an example of how it can go wrong if you're playing a very tough player with this. I don't recommend it in that case. Rook e8, and so he finds the best move right away, knight f3. He already knew this. And this is how white gains the initiative. Doesn't try to hold on to the pawn, gives the pawn back, and then just gains initiative right away, takes over the board. Not saying it's lost, I could have played better here, but it's going to be tough in any case. So yeah, try it out, and if you're looking for more solid lines against four knights Spanish, there's many others. If you don't want to have fun, or if you don't want to play with giving it any kind of advantage, of course there's different options, but this is one I found fun.